Okie dokie. So you have a set of macro photos to pick from for your printed A4 glossy. I want to make sure of two things. One, that you have edited your chosen picture and that your picture is, it's really your best, your favorite. It doesn't necessarily need to adhere to the in focus, out of focus, but it probably will because it should be a close up. While you can do the one that you did for your painting, it might be really fun to try something a little bit different. So I'm going to remind you of some of the things, right, that you can do in develop mode with some of your, oh yeah, oh, right. If you, if you have moved your photos, if you control click on this and you say find missing folder, and then you go find, you type the name of the folder in, you should be able to find it wherever you put it and reconnect it, and then you will have options, right? So there are my options. Once you go to develop mode, right, this is the photo that I have made copies of, right? And you can see I've cropped it and made it like a yellowy version and a purpley version, and this I think is the before. And this is maybe the basic edit. Yeah. So cropping is good. One of the things you can do with cropping, if you want it to really fill the whole frame, you can go over here and enter custom. That aspect ratio is going to be 210 by 297. And actually, it's probably 297 by 210. Yes, to be horizontal, right? That's the A4 dimension. So if I want it to fill the entire frame, I will work with that shape of a rectangle, if that makes sense. Now, if you're like, oh no, I want it to be custom because I want all the leaves, but I don't want something else. Like I don't necessarily, maybe I don't want the color in the background. I don't know. I have to unlock that. And then I can say I wanted to crop that because I didn't like the color behind it. Or I wanted to crop this over to here because I didn't need that much green. I don't know. You have all kinds of options. So cropping is one of the things you need to do. The other thing is to remember that there are areas that are perhaps a little bit dark, right? And if you use the radial gradient tool, go down here, invert, and we're going to dodge or lighten, and then lighten even more, right? And maybe just lighten the highlights, darken the shadows, increase the contrast. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. And remember that you can make this a little bit bigger and apply it in a little bit larger area. Oh, that's kind of nice. Maybe the whites get a little brighter. There we go. And again, maybe we want that a little purplier for some reason. We like the pinky purple thing going on. There's a little more pink. Clarity. Ooh, that's maybe a little much. Interesting thing, you can make it soft and fuzzy, kind of glowy. It kind of prints weird though when you do that, so maybe no. I think maybe even a little bit lighter. There. Happy camper. Okay. And then the whole thing looks a little bit dark too, so maybe I'll lighten the whole thing. And then if you want to, down here at the bottom, post-crop vignetting, it's under effects. You can like do a little bit of like outer edge, just a little. We do not need this to look like an Instagram, like, hello, vignette. It's a little much. But just a little is not bad. That could work. Okay, so let's say I like this and I am ready. I'm like, okay, yep, I'm done. That's what I want. Exactly that. Thank you very much. Go over here and we're going to export this. You're going to put it just on your desktop. I'm going to rename this, right? Macro to print with your name, please. And two other things. Go down here. Make sure your quality for file settings is 100. We want this super high quality so it'll print really nicely. And you can also watermark. So here's the cool thing. I have a bunch of them. Edit your watermark. You can have this say whatever you want. Now, what I would like it to say is your name, please. And I have, you have all these fonts to pick from. I found a signature font that I downloaded from the internet and added because I like the way that looks. You may use whatever you like as long as it's legible, please. This is what size mine will look, and it'll show you what it'll look like, right? I like proportional at about 22. That's about right for me. You could make it a whole lot bigger. We don't necessarily need that. We don't want it that small either, right? So somewhere in the 20, 25 range. If you've got a thicker, heavier, blockier font, then you can make it smaller because it'll show up more, right? So something along those lines. And I have it pinned to the bottom right corner. You could do bottom left. Please don't do the upper corners. You really want one of those two. If I want it to be like a watermark, right, and centered on my thing, maybe that's a little large. You know how people have those on the internet, right? This is my work. Please don't use it. It's copyrighted. You could do that too. This is a great tool for that. But for the purposes of this, we would like you to have a slightly smaller, somewhere in that ballpark, 100% opaque, legible, readable in the corner signature, right? And again, pick your font. You can put a year on it or not. I just need your name. First and last, please. This way we don't have to sign them with gold markers to hang them on the wall. They will be all set when I print them. So that, oh, I don't need another preset. Okay. Oh, and then you can save the preset if you want to. Okay, watermark. Then, yes, we are all set. Exporting. So you need to do this. You cannot just submit a screenshot. A screenshot is not large enough to print adequately. You notice this is the pixel size up here in the corner, right? 3,238 by 2,268. It is a lovely size image. It will print very nicely. I would like to have things from you that will print very nicely. So if you would be so kind, figure out how to get that to work. And then once you have, right, this folder, macro photos, this is where you're going to put that picture. Field hockey. I have been editing so much today. So there's my picture. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to drop it in. Voila. Okay? So this is what I want from you today, is your choice for your printed A4 glossy photo for that component of that assignment. Also, put a screenshot of this in your blog, right? The blog doesn't need the super massive photo, but you can take a screenshot. And in fact, a before and after would be brilliant to show the editing that you did. And if you're like, I edited it, I don't have the before, it's super easy. All you have to do is make a virtual copy, right? There's my virtual copy. Things are slow today. And then hit reset, and it'll put it right back to the beginning. So now I have a before and an after. Ta-da! Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't take you too long. Go ahead, see how it goes, and we will have a lovely photo exhibition shortly.